Uh, stream a stream is a sequence of elements. It allows sequential and parallel operations, work with lambda expressions. What is lambda expression? Probably we already know what is lambda expression. So yeah, so we will once we see the example, then we'll be more clear. It works with filtering, mapping, deducing without iterations. So it is a declarative manner. And also evaluate lazily, it means that there is a terminal operation. So when the terminal operation is called, then start uh, start operations from beginning to end. And another important thing is stream produce result without changing the original data. It can create new data, but it doesn't it doesn't modify the original data. That's why it is thread safe. And now we'll start example. I create a immutable object uh, because the immutable object is good um, for functional stream, because immutable object is not modifiable, and stream also does not modify anything. As I mentioned, it doesn't modify the original data. It's changing. It produces the result without changing the original data, as I mentioned before. Anyway, that's the let's see the immutable object. Just talk a little bit immutable object. So this is immutable object. We know that it's a final class. Then you cannot extend. Then it's private final. We cannot. Also, it means that we cannot change. We cannot assign to another, like only name is assigned to a value. We cannot assign another value to name. So that's why it is final. Now list string is different. List string is defined in that sense that you cannot assign to new array list, but you can modify you can add or modify the existing list. That's why we need a special technique which is called defensive copy, and that is here, defensive copy. So this is the way we do defensive copy. List copy of hobbies, and then it copies the one which is passed to this constructor. Hobbies is passed to the constructor, and then we copy these hobbies and assign to this list, these hobbies, the copies one. And then when you return this object, and then original then what happened, the we can add item to this hobbies, but it will not add it to here, because it is pointing, this hobby is pointing to another address. I can show you like how do you mean by like this. Okay, let's see, let's try it a little bit, then you will understand a little bit, explain a little bit. Okay, more like, for example, let's say we say the public set list. Say set list is taking list string hobbies, void now. In this case, can I add item to these hobbies? If I add, I will add item to these hobbies, then this means is mutable, correct? Now I am adding item, say hobbies swimming, SWIMMING, swimming. Yes, I am able to add. See here, I am able to modify the list, but I cannot assign, reassigned. Like hobbies, we cannot say new array list. We cannot. sorry, not this one, this hobbies. See, these hobbies I cannot. Okay, now these hobbies. So these hobbies I cannot, I mean this object hobby I cannot reassign to another array list. That's why, because of final. Okay, but we can add item to this list. So that's why this is that it means the way we copy that. That's why we had to copy like this to make it immutable. Okay, now okay, so that's, but we are talking about this stream. We are done with immutable object, so we don't need this operations. So here this string, my string example. So from that immutable class, we created 7 object with the new person, you see, and it returns as a person's list. And then this is the operations that I am doing. So filter this is the person array, dot stream from the array. If you do the dot stream, then it returns the stream object, and the stream object has a filter method, and filter method takes a lambda expression, and this is filter base is takes a predicate, and if the predicate says true, then return the result. If false, that does not. And then finally it collect. So let me explain this one little bit. This filter method, you see, this filter method is taking a predicate. Okay, so if I want this person get age, also if you don't for example, I also can do like this, but predicate, see here, predicate takes what the predicate takes. See here, predicate takes a type. We have to mention the type, so I have to mention a type here. So what is the type we are talking about? This is the person subject, this is the type. Okay, and then it's called as predicate. Okay, and then then we have to say the lambda expression. The lambda expression is for x, for example x, then x dot get age greater than or equal to 30. Okay, this is a predicate. So this predicate, actually this one, this is the lambda expression. So this is the so this is the, so we can turn it to give it to here, that also work. Okay, so then same thing, and then at the end you collect. Okay, now if you want, I can then after then filter, then it's filter only, it's saying is only the get age, only the 30 age or 30 age or more will be returning. But at this time it is also intermediate operation, it still is a stream function, it is still in stream form. We cannot do anything with the stream, so we need to turn it to collections. So that one way, or that's the one way of doing it. Dot collect, and then collect is returning a collector. Say dot collect. Collector is a collector object, so returning a collector takes a to list. If you do to list is a static class, then I'm telling that they make it to a to list object. To list, returning a list. To list means return to a list. So this stream is turning list at this stage. This is called terminal operations, and this is called intermediate operation. There may be many intermediate operation, but at the end there must be a terminal operations. Then once I finish this, then we can do a system.out if you like. So filter person, this is the filter person. Then for each, filter person is array. The for each array has a for each method. For each method take a consumer, which is this one. Okay, then you print the person.getName. Okay, here is the same thing, like, you know, this is a consumer, so here person, and this is the functions, this is basically a function, so we take argument as a persons, and then and return, and this is a consumer, and so it doesn't return anything. You can see here, so for each is a consumer, it doesn't return anything. So here you do the system.out print line. Okay, so similar things, this is another example which is very similar. Say name, and then you dot persons dot stream return, it means that turn into a stream. And before it was filter, now it's another operation called map. Map take a function, this is a function, so this is a new things, this is called method reference. We also it means that we are calling that method directly. That method name is getName, belongs to the person. Okay, but if you like, you also do the, instead of method reference, we can do also same thing here, x dot getName. This, there is no difference, but method reference is preferred because this is a simple one method call. That's why method reference is preferred. So that's the method reference. Okay, and then same thing, dot collect, collection to list. So as I mentioned before, it also turn into list. Once turn into list, then it is ready to be printed out. So I'm printing out names is a array list. Array list has a for each method. Okay, and for each has, can take a consumer. See here, for each take a consumer. Okay, a consumer means it consume, it doesn't return anything. So here it is not returning anything, it's consuming, and there is no no look. But here also look at this, the method reference, because system.out like one, I'm just calling a method, that's simply a method, that's why you directly call with the method reference. But if you like, if you do the same thing like this, I'll show you how. X equal to system dot out dot print line x, it's same thing, but method reference is preferred, is more cleaner. Hold on, let's see. Yes, method reference. And one more thing I want to say, this map, this call is taking a person, this call, since it is the method takes another functions, it's called higher order functions. See, this is map method takes another function. Map is a function, it takes another function, so this is called higher order function. So I think it's covered everything. Thanks, bye.